It was, hello. It was my intent to do a live video, but I made a conscious decision to not do a live video this month. Maybe I'll do one later on in the month. But I did want to have a discussion about what's right and what's wrong. It's very important that we talk about things openly and honestly when it comes to being right and wrong. Everybody wants to be right, and nobody ever wants to be wrong. But sometimes you can be wrong, and sometimes you can be right. Nobody's saying that you are better or worse because you're right or wrong. We're just saying that sometimes you're just not right. And sometimes you have to accept the fact that you are wrong. Now, we all have our own set of values and beliefs. I know I do. I believe in things that other people don't believe in. My values are very high on the totem pole for me. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in my spirituality. I believe in my faith. And I trust that God will provide for me. So whatever you believe in and whatever you trust in, that's what you should trust and believe in. That is completely up to you. But we should be answerable to certain standards of behavior, and our action should be able to be judged as right or wrong, good or bad. For some people, their values and beliefs are held strongly enough to justify certain actions, including killing others in the name of their beliefs. It's a fact. Human beings impose values on actions or decisions. Why is that? Why is that? Because humans are also intelligent beings. We are very smart. We are brutally honest when we want to be. It is reasonable to expect that we can justify the value set we adhere to, providing reasons. We are always about reasons. We are reasonable people, right? We do need to recognize and take seriously the difficulties inherently in judgment. That word bothers me. Inherently. It's there though. It's one of those words. You got to get used to it. Some things you inherit, some things you don't. The interesting ethical question: aren't those that offer a choice between good versus evil? That's way too easy. But let's put good versus bad, or bad versus the worst. We know everybody takes a situation and we can look at it in the worst case light. Any scenario can be the worst case scenario. Why not just look at it as a good scenario? So take, for example, your homeboy, your homegirl, getting ready to go on their first date. It's a nice, promising date. He or she may be the person of their dream. But they ask you about their attire. Oh, is this cute? Is this, it's rock, it's style, do I look good? Honesty demands that you tell the truth to your friend. This is supposed to be your friend, right? But your heart, you're compassionate enough. It urges you to say, you know what? You look good, girl. Dude, you rocking that thing. All in the mind, you're saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I cannot believe he going out in that. Why is she wearing that? She know that's too small. But guess what? We want to be honest enough to tell our friends that it's okay. Sometimes your friend just wants to hear the truth. Sometimes the truth tell you what somebody else won't tell you. And if it's truly your friend, you should be honest enough to say, look, that is not the outfit for you for this particular date. Let me help you find something else. Or let's add this, or let's take away that. Be empathetic enough to know that this is the date that they have been dreaming about for a very long time. So give them the options to be able to choose those things as well. So when you look at certain things as it relates to ethics, morals, and values, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Isn't that what we have been reading about for a very, very long time. Don't slap the cheek. Don't, just because somebody does you wrong, you don't do them wrong. Tell the truth. Do not lie, cheat, steal. But people do it every day. We can presume these things all day long. You don't know what a person is necessarily going through. You don't necessarily know what that person is having to endure or what that person has been through. Everybody has their own story and everybody has their own journey. I wanted to make this video about right and wrong so it gives you an opportunity to think about some of the things that have been going on in your life. You know what? I was wrong for running that stop sign. But wasn't nobody coming. Didn't nobody see me? That light was yellow when I went through it. Oh, you know that light was yellow. I went right through that light. It was yellow. Now, you know that I know that you know that I know that you know that it was wrong. That it was not right. Stop doing it. Stop doing it just because you can get away with it. Stop doing it because you think it's right. We know right from right. You know wrong from wrong. If you see $100 bills laying on the ground and nobody is around, you're going to pick it up. Who does it belong to? Have no idea who it belongs to. You didn't see nobody. All you saw was $100 laying on the ground and you was like, man, I need that $100. Oh, yeah. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. I walked into a restaurant. True story. Walked into a restaurant and it was cold that morning and I just wanted a cup of coffee and to get my kid and her friends something to eat before we went to a dance competition. Went into the restaurant. This lady walked in. You could tell she was out all night. She was partying like a rock star, doing whatever she do as an adult. None of my business. So I had to use the restroom. So I go into the bathroom. The lady left her entire wallet. ID, money, everything. Her whole life story was in this wallet. I was like, well, you know, I'm a little broke. I can use a couple of them dollars, you know what I'm saying? I can use a couple of That's what I was thinking to myself, you know. I was like, Quintina, what would you do? Well, if it was me and it was my wallet and I was out all night doing God only knows what, I would want somebody to turn my wallet in. You're right. Because it's my money. That's my debit card. That's my driver's license. You don't want nobody else to steal your personal business. So I politely took it out of the bathroom. I went to the front counter and asked for the manager. And I said, the young lady just left the restroom. She walked out of the door. She did not have her wallet. And this is her wallet. Now, what they did with the wallet has nothing to do with Quintina. Nothing to do with Quintina. I did what I was supposed to do. And I told this little story to some very interesting little people. And these little people said to me, oh, I would have kept the money. I would have kept the money. Of course you would have kept the money because you're little people and you're broke. But karma is real. Do not, I repeat, do not think nobody sees what you're doing. There are eyes and ears everywhere. You need to be honest enough to realize that eyes and ears are everywhere, even when you think they're not looking. People are looking. They're looking. Now, we do need to be clear about which values are at play. While we often don't have the luxury of a long, careful weighing of competing principles, our actions will be moral only if they are in the firm result of our intentions to act normally and not say for selfish reasons. Where are them selfish people at? Intellectual honesty is always challenging. Never a day that goes by where honesty is not challenging. It's very challenging. It doesn't matter what career field you're in. It doesn't matter if you're not in a career field at all. You could be a kid. Honesty is very hard. Now, when it comes to lying, it comes by easy. We find it easy. You know, let's lie, get over with, we make it happen, whatever the case may be. We need to acknowledge how easy it is to justify dishonesty. It's just wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. You can't avoid the confrontation that comes back with you being dishonest or disloyal. It's not rational. You can't say everybody does it. Oh, I'll just do it. No one would notice. You know, it's none of my business anyways. You know, shoot, she over there beating up on her boyfriend. She slapping her husband around. He beating his wife. I ain't gonna say nothing. Ain't none of my business. You got to say something. You have to say something. We don't need to give people slack. We don't need to give them a reason to continue to do the things that they're doing just because they think it's right. We know right from right, and we know wrong from wrong. We need to acknowledge it. You don't have to accept the lies and deceits, the manipulations that people are giving you or that they are doing to you. But what you really need to do is understand that we all have a story. All of our journeys are different, and people can be dishonest, but people can also be right. There is a difference between right and wrong. You are not the judge. You are not the jurors. You're not the prosecutor. You are not the defendant. Stop trying to be everybody's lawyer. That is not what it is. You don't get to, yes, you can be honest enough to voice your opinion, but sometimes you have to let it go. Everything doesn't deserve a response. Some things do not deserve an answer. Sometimes you have to say, you will figure it out. You have come this far for a reason. So when you take time out to think to yourself, what's really going on in your mind? Is this going against my values and beliefs? What am I really doing to be a part of the solution? Because sometimes we are our own worst enemy. You don't want to be your own worst enemy. We are our own worst critics. So take time to realize that right is right and wrong is wrong. And do right. And invest in something or somebody other than yourself to hold you accountable. Everybody needs an accountability partner. And I thank everybody that holds me accountable. I hope this message blesses and encourages someone in a mighty and powerful way. This is your girl, Quintina. Every day, all day. Peace.